De'Aaron Fox gets paid. De'Aaron Fox got an extension which he deserves. 4 years, 229 million max extension. So how do you feel about it, Coach? How do you feel about it? Start off with you.
Um, I mean, I get it. I understand. Especially with the trade that you did last year, you don't want to lose him for nothing. It was a little bit confusing at first because you just drafted Harper. You do have technically a point guard, but I get it. Take advantage of his rookie contract as you can right now, and then pay Fox right now. And if there's a transition point later, then you transition. And if you need to trade Fox later, you can trade him later. So, but I get it.
No. Blaze?
I mean, I'm a big Fox fan as a Kentucky fan. I love him, and I'm glad he gets paid. But here's the thing: I'm going to be real strict with this guy. He needs to earn. He needs to earn this. He needs to do better. I'm going to hold him to a higher standard now because he has people around him. He has a coach. He has the star in Wemby to play off of. They have, everything you would want down there for success.
Pause.
So De'Aaron Fox has to do, even though he's doing great. I mean, he did great enough to earn the trade and get over there. He had to be doing something good over there to get that. He's got to do better. I really think he has to be held to a higher standard now. I mean, and I feel that way about anybody who gets a max contract because they're paying you that for a reason. They want you to be, and they think you can, or you've already proven you can be one of the best in the game. Now, Fox has only had a couple seasons of really good play. He's fallen into a better situation now, and we'll see how he does. He's not really following the footsteps of Chris Paul, but Chris Paul was there before. But I think another part of this I want to extend a little further, and I'm sure the picture's going around everywhere with his counterpart in Wemby. Now, Wemby training with Kevin Garnett now, will that help him? Will that won't? The guy needs to put on muscle. We all know Wemby needs to do that. Is De'Aaron Fox that's another thing. We've talked all the time about fit. You get two stars together, but is that a good fit? I always thought this could be, but now we'll find out. And Wemby, I mean, his counterpart, the guy I got a lot of respect for a guy who is finding people to help him along his way. I mean, if you go back to Wemby, he had Jamal Crawford helping him over a year ago, and that's weird because you're talking about a 7'5" guy with a little handles point guard. Go look at some of Wemby's highlights last year. You see a little, the influence from a Chris Paul, from a Jamal Crawford, and now with a Kevin Garnett, Wemby's he's not only trying to enhance one part of his game, I guess is where I'm getting at, and that's what I like about him. He's got to stay healthy, as everyone does. But I mean, I think these two can do a lot of damage down there, and they have surrounding parts. It's not just them. They got the rookie of the year last year. They have a lot of little pieces down there to do well. Also, earn it. You got to prove it, Fox. You got to prove you are a max contract player this year now. So he should be held to a higher standard now, and I think he can do
it. I like it and I hate it. Because for me, it's like De'Aaron Fox is a great player, great talent, the fastest player in the league, paired up next to Wemby for the next couple years to 2029, 2030. But I am afraid this may hurt the growth of a Dylan Harper, that it might hurt the growth of a Stephon Castle, and etc. But I am happy for him. I was always a De'Aaron Fox fan. I just feel bad for Dylan Harper and company. So.
Wait a minute. Why would you feel bad for Dylan Harper?
Because I thought he that good to start. I really feel if he was on the team,
he won't end up starting eventually. He's a rookie. I mean, I don't feel bad
for him
at all.
He's in a great
organization, surrounded by great players. Rookies don't have to start. Mitch, I don't mean to get on. And you talk about Edgecombe this way too. He's the third pick. He does not have to start because he's a top 5 pick. That has never been a rule. Now, should they be a starter at some point because they're a top 5 pick? You can say that, but it's the situation, the coach, the players that are around them. Dylan Harper can learn off a lot of these players. I mean, who's to say Dylan Harper in 2 or 3 years, if it isn't a great situation for him, he can go somewhere else after his rookie contract or whatever. I think it's a perfect situation for a person like Dylan Harper. I mean, coach knows the situation with Harper a lot better than us, following Rutgers a lot closer. So I'm really interested on you know, how you feel. I think Dylan Harper's in a great situation. There's no pressure on him to come out and have to score 20 points and 10 assists first right out the bat. He can come in and supplant Fox and have a Wemby and a Castle and all these other great tools to work with. I think he'll just flourish down there. We'll see. It could go either way, though, Mitch. You could be right. I don't know. But, Coach, I'm interested in your thought on Harper's position.
As far as Harper, I mean, like I said initially, it was a little confusing at first because, you know, I'm thinking Harper is going to, you know, come in and work to start. He's been groomed for the longest while for this moment. That's the thing. Like, I know Dylan. I know what he's done. His mother is ferocious as his coach. He learned more. I'm not saying he didn't learn from his dad. You know, his dad taught him well about the NBA, the ins and outs, and all of that. You know, but his mother, in terms of pure basketball play and desire, she's the one that pushed him because she's also a former basketball player. So he's been groomed for this moment. Blaze, you are right in that regard. He doesn't have to start. He doesn't have to have this pressure on him. You know, it's we've got so caught up in sports nowadays where rookies, you want to throw them to the wolves right away, as opposed to let them get their feet wet and take their time and so on and so forth. Now, I will say this. I think he's ready for it from day one. He knows the NBA. He's built for it. So it's not a problem. It's just getting him acclimated to the speed and getting his jump shot down and letting him grow there, you know. But him and Fox, I mean, they might be able to play well together with Wemby and what's his name?
Stefan Castle.
Castle.
So
you know,
they got a lot of good players down
so
there.
So they do have the talent there. So, you know, and if you do bring him off the bench, okay, you know, that just enhances your second unit. That's really what it does. So, you know, I will say this though.
18, 19,
he's 19. He's 19.
So, I mean, and that's a good point that Coach has about how they did groom him for this, and he is seasoned enough to come in and start. However, I think learning off the bench and look at the depth chart. They could put him at 2 and play. Look how many teams use multiple people bringing the ball up and shooting guard.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see that with Philadelphia this year too. Watch. We're going to see it. I think we're going to see different
with Kyle Lowry. Yay.
I meant McCain, ding dong. This shows a lot. I mean, Keldon Johnson has a lot to give too. I mean, it's a good, solid team. People like, I mean, and you can't discount people like Cornette or Olynyk coming off of the bench and playing valuable minutes. Barnes, he's been there. He's been playing for 20 years or something.
I thought he was retired.
Yeah, but God bless him for still doing it. And I know, Mitch, you've touched it on your video earlier about the teams that have the Sixers that have a bunch of young guys, a handful of old guys. That's the formula to a good team, if you ask me. I mean, having a Harrison Barnes in there, you know, and the coach is the biggest point for the Spurs for me. I mean, you're learning from a legend. You're learning from.
Greg Popovich is not a coach anymore.
But I mean that lineage. You don't think Pop's culture isn't still down there? I think it's going to be down there for forever. A really long time. And I mean,
Popovich will still be around. He'll be around.
Yeah, and if he's still 100% healthy, I think he'd still be on the bench until he couldn't. So it's just like, I think that's a great situation down in there in San Antonio. I wish I'd hear Rios's opinion on that because I know he don't like the team. He's a Houston fan. I get it.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just like I wanted him to be the point guard. Fox is good enough to play the 2. I just wanted Harper to be the point guard.
And I think he can be. And here's another thing.
He's going to be.
Go back to Minnesota. A lot of times, Fox played off ball.
You mean Sacramento?
Sacramento, that's what I mean. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, who's to say? Sometimes, I mean, that'd be crazy for the defense to try to handle, you know, Fox on the side, Harper bringing it up. Fox bringing it up, Harper on the side. I think it's more interchangeable nowadays than it used to be. The identity of your point guard is a more blurred nowadays than it used to be.
Yeah. Sports ball.
That's a good thing. Yeah, if he's not a big fan. I gave all my community a guilt trip today, and I said, even if you don't like basketball, stop in this live stream and say hi to me because I haven't been around for a while. So we're feeling bad. Shout out to Iffy. If you don't like basketball, thanks for stopping it.
Well,
That's perfect.
here's one other thing too before you close this out, Mitch.
Yeah.
Rick Pitino was just talking about the point guard position. And he said there is no real point guard anymore nowadays.
There's not.
He's like, he said they're combo guards, or they're scoring guards, they're lead guards, but
your point
you know,
forward and stuff like
yeah.
that. When you
The
got
real-
LeBron and Joker and Giannis
Yeah.
and guys like that bringing it up sometimes, it's, and I'm okay with that. That's one. It's a difference in NBA now from back in the day, which doesn't bother me one bit. That's up to the coach. That's up to the system. And once again, we've talked about this a million times too. It's based on who you're playing.
Yep.
You play one team where you got to go big. You play one team where you might want to put Dillon and Fox both out there at the same time. And I think that can be really dangerous. If they can find a way to get those two on the floor together and it works, watch out.